with the development that is associated with it. 16 years to build one single rail line, called Blue Line. Now, it's going to take them maybe another 16 years to build you the Red Line. 24 years of planning to build you a fourth mainland bridge is not happening. You do not have water. Drinking water, government provided water, doesn't exist in Lagos. You do not have a motorable road. All you know that yourselves. You do not have any drainage system that is befitting of any modern city in any part of the world. You are living in the shittiest capital, you say, Abi, but you won't agree because politically, Tinubu built Lagos. Now, to everybody where we say then they that Lagos, they live inside that Lagos. Not the Agberos that came to Lagos and were sleeping under the bridge, robbing people, and today MC Olueron is their Lord and Savior. Not those ones. I'm talking about those of you who are really the victims of the extortion of Tinubu's kleptomaniac profligacy or something. I'm talking about you. So when they tell you that Tinubu built Lagos and he will do the same thing for Nigeria, wasn't it pretty much a direct message that nobody should expect anything at all? See, DF, complete what you are saying.
Until we all come to the knowledge of the fact that nobody is coming to save us but we ourselves, nothing is going to change. And there is nothing that has been done by this man to suggest that we should expect anything positive. In fact, we should brace ourselves for more to come.
Wow. Well, I mean, Mr. Farotimi, quite a very compelling argument that you put forward there. And I hope as to the questions that you have put out regarding the red ray and the blue ray, that we'll be able to get a little bit more clarity about it. One last question before you go, Mr. Farotimi. So, do you subscribe to any kind of political reforms, that might help the people to get out of what is clearly something that is not worth the while, based on your description?
Let me tell you this. You can speak to political reforms in a society governed by law and that is rule-based. But this is not that society. What has happened is that with the ascension to office of the man known as Bola Ahmed Tinubu, an INEC that advertised beavers, transmission of election results from the polling unit level, unilaterally turned around and talked about glitches, and the courts decided to be legalistic in interpretation of clear provisions of the Electoral Act. So today, what the courts have said is that the INEC does not have to transmit results electronically. So we are back in a situation where someone like Wike is appointing his person as an INEC commissioner. So we are in a situation where whatever INEC says is the result is the result. And if you are now saying that we should look to reforms, question is, who is to reform our situation? Can we depend on beneficiaries of electoral highs to then reform themselves out of power? It is next to impossible. I have spent my time since after the election seeking to educate the Nigerian people to understand that they are the only ones who can rescue themselves from this mess. Nigeria is already headed almost inexorably towards a catastrophe. But the reality is that if the people are not carefully educated to understand that they are not each other's enemies, that the real enemies of the people are those who have ruined this country and placed us where we are, we will end up in an implosion. I fear that. I run away from that, and I seek to educate the people to understand that Chinedu, Ngozi, Wasiu, Kule, Nodu, or Aminu, those are not the enemies. The enemies are the beneficiaries of this system. This system has to end one way or the other before Nigeria can be rescued. The beneficiaries of this system, both within and outside Nigeria, are taking too much pleasure and they have no deterrence. They have nothing to gain from reforming it They've successfully weaponized ignorance and poverty against the people, and they are not they are so hard-headed. They cannot even see what is in their own enlightened, selfish interest, and they believe that they can sustain this evil reign. But I know human history has told me that this is not sustainable. My worry is that we don't end up in a cataclysmic situation. That is my sole worry. But to expect any change or self-reform from this system is delusional. It's not going to happen.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Farotimi. And
thank you very much.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
What
shall I say? Thank you,
Thank you very much, Barrister Dele Farotimi, DF. Do not die in their war. Do not look at me like I am your enemy. I have not contributed either directly or indirectly to whatever you are facing in that contraption today. We are all supposed to be victims. And according to Dele Farotimi, if you are expecting any reform, political reform, from people that are already enjoying the lawlessness in that contraption, you want them to suddenly shoot themselves on the foot and say, oh, we want to do the right thing. They will never do it. You will be tired of living in bondage and you will break the shackle. But while you are trying to figure that out, save your energy. Aminu, Mayegu is not your enemy. Chinedu, Temitokwe is not your enemy. I'm also calling you Adekunle. Nozo is not your enemy. If you have sense, you will realize that the only people that enjoy your division are those who are enjoying one Nigeria. One Nigeria is not in your interest. It is not in my interest. And that is why if I have a choice, which I must have, you must have choice. We will have to decide if we want to still be together or not. And in fact, I don't want to be together with you. Let's be honest. I would rather be in, you can say, in relation with you. And relationship can be from being neighbors, loving neighbors, supporting neighbors. We can look after one another, right? The only people that one Nigeria benefits are the rogues that want you and I as enemies, to remain as enemies. Again, my job is not to convince you, okay, to do the right thing. My job is to let you know that as long as you enable the lawlessness, the injustice in your own small way, for whatever promises you are given or connection you think you have with this one Nigeria, you are deluded. And that is why when some of you pick up enmity among yourselves, it's crazy, isn't it? That somebody will say, I hate Yorubas because of Tifnumbu. Man, I hate the Igbos because of Obi. I can kill this and so the Fulanis because of Boko. Oh, I can do all that stuff, right? What you are practically doing, my dear brethren, is that you are playing that game of my thief is better than your thief. My criminal is more honorable than your criminal. Okay? My own lawbreaker is somehow also a lawmaker, where a lot of you prefer your different oppressors, You love your oppressors differently. I do know that. That's why I don't make decisions for you. I'm not here to save you. I'm here to help you save yourself. Because a lot of you who are currently hating on yourself is simply because of this one fraudulent Nigeria. The same one you can't even point at what exactly is the citizens' benefit that you will say, oh, as a Nigerian, no, you will die for Nigeria because it was Nigeria that black, the only people, even the criminals that are looting Nigeria, they can't die for Nigeria. You should know that. So why? Why should you think loving your oppressor is actually a way of saving yourself? Come on, man. Here, Kalu. I got a grip of what Kalu told the Qatar investors, and they have also, I don't know if you have seen the Bloomberg report. There's a Bloomberg report that says that Tinubu has attracted the $2 billion investors to Nigeria. But Bloomberg is quoting Akuri Nigalailai, as well as the Central Bank of Kadobi, Oduduwa Emefiole. That's what Bloomberg American review is quoting. None of their quote says, oh, that 2.2 billion, no, these are the businesses that invested them. But they did say, all of now we talk say, go send money, go Nigeria. It be like say the shege where people they face in Nigeria has forced a lot of you to increase the money you are sending home. In January, the record showed that only $300 million totally entered Nigeria from all of you from the diaspora, all of us. But you know how much that entered Nigeria? When we said don't send your dollar, don't send your money directly to them, some of you still did. $1.3 billion was how much they managed to get from the diasporans who sent money to their family members in February alone. You are watching me. God see you, God see me. Because I send money too. When I was using the old rate, a bag of rice was at 35,000 naira. When they told me a bag of rice, is now 70, 80,000 naira. I have to double the allowance. Even when they received the allowance, they were like, sorry, I said, I have to, you don't even need to ask. I've got my kids and I wouldn't probably love to see them on Facebook that they are hungry and they can't feed. You know what I mean now? So many of us are guilty. I said, don't send the money through them. Don't send it through any of their apps. Don't send your dollars anywhere. Look for somebody who will give them naira in that place and keep your dollar wherever you are. Because any money you give to them goes straight into their hands. And do you know what they do with the money? Not to strengthen your economy at all. They just draw the plan of how to steal it. Here you get. But 1.3 billion from all of us in diaspora. Hey, me. 1.3 billion. I think it used to be more than that. You see that January, una really, tighten your wallet. 300 million to 1.3 billion. I don't know if I should believe them or maybe na bobo, because I don't believe these people. Bloomberg said that's how much money we sent to Nigeria in February. This is March now. And I don't plan how much you go send again. I'm not saying you shouldn't send money to your family and relatives, but please do not send that your money via any of their apps. Don't. Yes, your family will still get the money, but the dollar, they will get that. That's what they have been working on. They need the dollar, and this is not sustainable. They cannot sustain their economy waiting on freebies from us, dollars from us alone. Please cut it down. Send money, but don't ever send your hard currency from any part of the world that you are. Please don't. Don't help these criminals, because you are the one giving them the lifeline. When people ask, what is the solution? What should we do? We expect the system to force them to know what to do. Nobody is coming to save anybody. But a lot of us are saving them by subsidizing them like this. I know it's sad, it's tough, but there are measures to cut down how much you send through them. $100 million. Yeah, give it to them. 200 million. Remember, the amount of money that the Nigerians in the diaspora sent to Nigeria now has increased from 36 billion US dollars to over 42 billion dollars. These guys are not asking for all of that money. They just want just 10% of the money, maybe 4 billion, maybe 5 or 6 billion to just pass through their hand. You can send your money through elsewhere. And if you give them all of the money, you will be saving Kolu. They are counting on us. But you know something? If this was going to go into the economy of Nigeria to really help them, if they are going to actually stop the stealing and all of that, I wouldn't oppose it. Okay? But guess what? They are not going to do that. This money will be stolen. Every penny of it that comes through their hand, they share that among themselves. Give it different names, and it disappears. This is what they said he told the Qatari. In this absence, right, they do not have anything to back up their naira. An evidence that Oduduwa Emefiole, Kadobi, has been printing his own money. Take a look at this one. This one are the ones they printed this year. We have it on a good authority that Tifnubu has printed over 7 trillion naira already. For the same way and means that Emefiole printed 27.5 trillion naira, $50 billion. The money that has now dipped Nigeria into hyperinflation, poverty, hardship, and all that. Now, the people that are blaming Emefiole for printing that amount of money in 8 years, they have printed at least 30% of that same amount of money that Emefiole printed for 8 years. Tifnubu has printed that in just 10 months. By the time he's done with you in 8 years, now we borrow, now go to take the buy bread, to carry money to go buy bread. Do you understand? Now you must have been seeing these new notes. See, they haven't told Nigerians how much money they have printed, though. But they have been printing money. Emefiole did not tell you how much money he printed when Obaseki raised the alarm that Emefiole has been printing money and they have been sharing the money through the FARC, which is the monthly allocation they give to states and local government areas. This money was supposed to be coming from VAT, as well as, forex that they hand from crude oil and others. But because Emefiole, Boko, Mamandaura, and the rest of all their thieving crew, because they have depleted every source of forex in Nigeria, they started printing money and they were sharing the money. 27.5 trillion naira, Baba, was the money Emefiole printed and gave to Boko. Today, Oduduwa Emefiole, Kadobi, has printed over 7 trillion in 10 months. Now, what will happen is that in 8 years, they'll probably print more than 100 trillion naira. Let's go back to those people he spoke to in UAE. In Qatar. The people they said are bringing investment to Nigeria. What did he tell them? I found a full clip. This was days back. I promise you, please, or should I warn you, do not listen to this video like you are listening to somebody who is sane. This one is insane. It's not sane. But for the record, let's put it here. Waiting and tell them. Starting with this.
Ministers and other members from Nigeria. May I give thanks to His Excellency, the President, through you, for tremendous accommodation and welcoming cases that we faced since we arrived here. Great lunch this afternoon with him. It was my responsibility this afternoon is to tell you, the Qataris, that Nigerians are your friends. Open for business. Open for honest partnership. To assure you that the country as a whole of over 240 million people is ready and anxious to welcome you and your investment with open arms and open mind, to assure you that your investment is safe in our hands. We have men and women of great reputation here. I believe you forged a committee, established a good committee that will exchange ideas and continue the communication. 1 hour of my presence there is not as critical as continuity that you can establish in business partnership. A nation is an artificial entity unless we've good people to drive it and bring life into it. You are leaders of business community. If you drive confidence, that confidence will be realized and result in profitable opportunities. My background is in business. And that's why I'm here. To give you the assurance that reform is going on. Forget whatever you had in the past that is negative. Whatever is the obstacle or problem that some of you might have encountered in the past should be something of the past and no obstacle to the future. We have men and women of integrity seated across from you here to give you assurances that Nigeria is open for serious business. The reform that we've embarked on, we have with you here a man who has been here to receive recognition and award for anti-corruption. Sir Nuhu Ribadu, stand up, please. He was here, was all over the media, recognized for his anti-corruption stand. He's a senior member of this government, National Security Advisor. The point of contact, don't overbribe. And if it's taken from you, revert to us. Don't give. Don't let it be a problem from investing. Nigeria is serious about the revolution and evolution in business promotion that we have.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
What was that? Evolution and revolution in business revolution. Oh, more. See, Baba, do you remember when people used to, when you try to be outspoken, okay? Especially when you are addressing these nincompoops, right? These mofos that they call leaders in Nigeria. And then you will see some Omoales, the unfortunate, what do you call it, sewage dwellers like that. They will just jump and say, where's your father? Where's your father? Go and bring your father out. To share your father. Can your father be president? Eko Shidan, Olori Ibuni. My papa no be the one we promise you saying go give you Ingo fix Nigeria for you. In fact, my papa is dead. Okay? Leave him out of it. All right? If he was alive, if he was to be alive, he will continue to be the victims of the same system like your papa. Okay? So the same way your papa no promise anybody, saying go give birth to a foolish person like you, we no get sense. Is the same way my papa no be the one where be say you went to your INEC to go and thumbprint for. Face the people where you make leaders. Leave him alone. My ego leave him. No, I won't leave him alone. Olori Bruku, you no get sense. What happened is that you have criminals who have all it takes, right, to keep your lives a mess. And as the consequences of bad leadership is not limited to the ways that we defend them, so we won't leave them alone. Do you understand? They would have to leave us alone. And if they don't leave us alone, right? Now we'll get rid of them at some point. We'll get rid of them at some point because their intention is to what? Is to get rid of us as much as possible. So don't be my papa saying go give you, Ingo protect you. You know, vote for my papa. So don't come here and be like, what has your father done for, what's your papa don't do for Nigeria? Some of you waiting your papa don't do. You are Bobakus, Oshogbu Alimajiris. Other than for your papa and your mama to give birth to a waste of a vessel, a waste of space that will use their existence to promote, defend, and possibly even ready to die for their oppressors who won't kill them anyway. That's what your parents contributed to this society, and it's hurting us. I swear. Because now somebody born all some of you these ombud slaves, sophisticated morons, people who can't really think. Now some people born you. See the problem we are in now. You wish that they can do some selective reproduction. You could just say this person, say this one no get sense. No, castrated. It cannot reproduce. We can't allow this person to reproduce. We cannot afford a reproduction of this moron in our society. There will be no future. A lot of people that shouldn't reproduce. But God in His infinite mercy, they have reproduced millions, army of morons that are controlled by their bellies. Look at all of us now. People that collected 500 naira, those that will collect 10,000 naira to wreak havoc in order to keep the rogues, to continue to perpetuate what they are perpetuating. And then businesses are being lost, like that. Lives are being destroyed. All it took them is just to give them 1,000 naira to repeat the same thing every 4 years. Do you not think they are the threat to our national security and our lives? You understand that now? Like let's reason them now. Some people born all these ombud slaves now. These unity beggars. These one Nigerians. And some people born them. See the problem we are in now. Imagine say they don't do one child policy like China. You go see some foolish people. They have been foolish since birth. Now, some of them have 5 children, 10 children. Look at Nigeria. Or do you think all of this is coincidence? So we need to work on that reproduction. Like you have to make sure that people will say they are waste of vessel, they are waste of what have you. What you do is that you castrate them and just make sure that they don't reproduce. It is to protect. It's to protect the future. Here is the other part. Sorry, did you learn anything at all from what Kolu said? Because I need to ask. Good. Now, whatever you learned from the first one, it's going to be similar to what you are going to hear in this concluding part. So this is what he told them in Qatar, for the record.
Free in, free out. Bring your investment. Whenever you are ready to go, your money is free to go out. I give you that assurance. I don't see how we cannot collaborate to improve the country's balance sheet, to recognize the wealth that both countries have in the ground. We have oil and gas. We have solid mineral. This solid mineral can be valued, put in your balance sheet as asset, and make a very good private investment opportunity for the two sides. I don't see why we are not exploring the iron ore and be great partners on steel production, energy that can be produced here in Africa. I'm here only to give you assurances in all spheres, housing, hospitality, tourism, many opportunities that abound around us. We have to exploit it. And if you take advantage of all of these opportunities that is available, nowhere else will you find the greater rate of return that is available to you in Nigeria. Bring your investment. You are free of the burden of double taxation. Let's work together. I, as the president, am assuring you that your investment will be safe and you are free in and willing out whenever you are ready. Healthcare industry, hospitality industry, infrastructural investment is available. My own is not to bore you with sermons. My own is to assure you that those investment opportunities are greater in Nigeria. And when you have highly educated, vibrant youth population that we have in the country, you have cheaper labor too. Healthcare is an advantage for investment for you. So please, let me stop here. Just one again, reassure all of you that we should set up a committee.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
A madman, eh? So I was telling my friends on TikTok, I said, listen, whatever you are going through in Nigeria right now, the architect of it is Kalu Tifnumbu. The world knows him. He is a drug dealer, who forfeited nearly $500,000 for heroin trafficking in America. He didn't deny it. The world knows him. Nobody is going to bring their investment into that place. I am saying this to you not because I do not want them to, but I do not want them to if I have my way. Because you know why? They will lose everything. Paulu was telling them there in that Qatar that don't worry, your money in, money out. Bring your money in and take your profit out. But the Were couldn't fulfill the same promise he made to them in UAE in August. He can't. He couldn't. They do not have any money to give to anybody. They've stolen it, squandered it. But if you want your money, they can go and print you some naira, carry them somewhere and see who can buy them from you and get your real money. They do not have any forex to pay. If you take your money to Nigeria, you will watch them use the money to buy themselves aircraft, ships, and the rest. Yacht, and the rest of that. These are career criminals, and you shouldn't listen to me if you have some money to lose. You understand? Not just that, are you with me? Kalu the Jaga Bandits was there, apart from begging and pleading like there, yeah, Jonah, please now, and the rest of that, okay? Kalu was asking the Qataris to come and invest in his oil and gas. Qatar is oil producing country. They've got oil and gas. What are you talking about? They want you gone. Possibly if you can become country that doesn't even have any oil anymore. It's to their own advantage. So like Nigerians who will go to Texas to go and buy finished product to bring to Nigeria to sell, Dangote, or who are going to go to other African countries, other places to go and buy crude oil that they will refine in Lagos by Dangote. Do you think that's exactly what the Qataris are? We have oil and gas, weary. Oil and gas, kill you, dear. And then after all of all of that, I think they just felt like about just go with it than Richard. He was asking them for committee. Let us set up committee. He's asking for committee in Qatar, the typical Nigeria way, so that they can then bring some weirdos with pot bellies and say this is the chairman of the committee. Nigeria, Qatar trade bilateral trades to so and so. They don't add any value there. They do not want him. They never wanted him to come. The journalist that reported Tifnumbu said drug case in America was awarded honorary award to say, well done, good job. But they didn't do their homework well. So they packed their bags and took the Bulaba to Qatar. And again, you listened to him, did you? Or didn't you? So you can tell me what you learned from what Kalu said. Apart from the ones that you know are pure the job man lines. Nobody is bringing any of their money to that contraption. Even if you have juju, carry your juju man there to convince them. All right. Well, it may be a different case too for fraudsters Otobokeyamo. Now, fraudsters Otobokeyamo was rewarded as the aviation minister, and Omolomo has been gallivanting all about. And according to him, is signing deals with I'll show you this one. He will tell you himself. Listen.
Understanding today between the French Civil Aviation University and our own African Aviation and Aerospace University called the AAAU. They've been existing for decades, and we are just a baby university, and I think we can gain a lot by cooperating with them. So this is just a memorandum of understanding. We've not gone into details, but we have agreed to work together to exchange a lot of ideas and personnel in time to come as time goes on. And so today we are signing a preliminary agreement to work together. Thank you very much. Thank you. You make a speech?
If you want to, but I think it's Inak that should make the speech. No, the objective of this study trip, I think, has been reached, is to strengthen our relationship in the civil aviation field So today we are signing MOU for the schools, and in the coming weeks we will sign a MOU between the Civil Aviation Authority to go further.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Understanding today.
Fraudsters Otobokeyamo. They're putting up a show. Those guys in the hall were like, we're just saying that maybe we can do school together. African Aviation School of University. They carry one of them. I don't know, maybe that guy who sat there that was about to sign for African University, where Otobokeyamo did the back as a big man. The guy, if he be one of him PAO, the people that they gave job to be carrying bag after them, they say, sit down there, you will sit down, you will sign it. You know, I'm the boss, I'm the minister. And they will tell everybody, I'm a minister, like, you know. Anyway, he visited the what's that one called? I think Airbus 300 or something. What do you call that aircraft manufacturer in France? You know, France does manufacture passenger aircraft. What do you call Airbus? Anyway, you do know what I'm saying, right? He visited there, took some pictures, and told Nigerians that he's going into collaboration with them. You won't buy plane? Otobokeyamo, you won't buy plane. I'll be waiting, you won't do. Adesirika, the last guy before him, right? We know what that one did. That one had to go and hire Ethiopia airline that they have to paint Nigerian flag on it. And he deceived the entire country, 200 million mumus. And there's nothing that happens. So Otobokeyamo is currently putting up a different show like that too. Trying to say, we are meeting this. Take pictures with Oyibo. Yeah, let us sign. Let us sign the agreement. Yeah, we have signed agreement. Nigeria and France agreement. Nigeria and American Aviation agreement. I do not know how this indeed really benefits anyone, but they are all over the place looking for different photo ops to show you, just to show that they are working. But when you go out there, you come back to say, man, this life is becoming unbearable. It is already unbearable for many. So yes, that is the situation. And finally, the wife to Tifnumbu, that is Remi Werekwe, had this to say concerning the kidnappings that just took place in the last few days. According to her, check her composure, check others who are with their pancaked faces, looking like they are like mannequins that just got lipsticks on, right? Look at their faces.
Whoever is kidnapping young people is sick, cruel, and a coward. Yes. Enough is enough. And I call on the state governors that once we take hold of them, they deserve capital punishment. Why don't they take people their size? Why are they torturing our children? What they are doing is trying to kill our future. We all know parents, when we are old, we rely on our children, and we see them that our investment has not gone to waste, especially when they're successful. Why would you go and take them from schools? Why? I don't really know. But right now, I think enough is enough. As a former lawmaker, I believe that any one of them captured deserve capital punishment. Yes. I say it, and I believe most mothers would believe that. Yes. We carry them for 9 months. When you are giving back, you don't know whether you are going to live or die. Yes. And you don't watch what you love being snuffed away. I watched a lion having cubs. Just going there to look at the cubs, I see how territorial we are. You can't even touch their children. And once they know they are big enough, they can smell you, they don't want you around them. If animals can do that, what about us? So they are animals, they are evil, and then we should take them out among our midst. Wherever.
Nuisance lele. nuisance lélẹ́yìí.
Remi Werekwe talking like her husband. Remi clown. She's there sounding as if to say her husband is not the commander-in-chief of your Fulani Republic of Nigeria, by the way. So she's there trying to make a narrative that somebody like you will make, okay, and say, no, they are animals. How can they go to the schools and kidnap school children? Eh? We are all mothers. I am a mother. Eh? And when you are pregnant with these children, or you are pregnant with them, you don't know if you are going to live or if you are going to die. In fact, I'm going to say it now. Any of them that is captured, they deserve capital punishment. Yes, ma. Capital punishment. Yes, ma'am. How can somebody just go and, you know what I mean? That's just that. You can't compare that with this, Abi. Where Peshe. I played that this afternoon. I'm going to do it again before I go to the next thing.
Shay, help us, help us. There is God, there is God, God. God should descend, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet? The president now is calling you, come, I want to help you. You don't want to appear. Will you agree? No. Now the first lady is calling you, come, I want to help you. Come to find